Joining me once again for another partner coffee break chat, it's Chris Angus, Senior Director for Commercial at 8x8 in EMEA. Hey Chris, how's it going today?
Very well, thank you. Good morning. How are you?
Yeah, I'm all right. Maybe I've had a bit too much coffee. Now I'm kind of starting to feel the effects of all of the caffeine. So maybe I'll give the coffee a rest, at least until later on today. Over our last couple of coffee break chats, we've been talking about how work has changed for many people, many organizations, and the impact that the pandemic has had on businesses, how they've responded to it, and now how they're beginning to really tool themselves up for the future. So what I want to do today is ask you about that future, about what that future might look like, because you and your team and your partners, this is what you do. You are experts in building the future of work for your customers, physical and digital. So what I was wondering is with the usual caveats about past performance is not necessarily a guide to the future and all of that, what do you see as the future of work, the future of the office, the future of working? What does that look like for you?
So, interestingly, I think we've been living in that. What I see the future is going to be. I think we've been living in that for some time, but I think it's going to become much more of just the accepted norm. So, to coin a phrase which is probably quite popular now, but work becoming something you do, not a place you go. I think we're going to see significant downsizes in office space. I don't think that big office space and big open plan offices are going to be something which we're going to see continued investment in. Sure, this hybrid working environment is going to be super key. That having an office where people can go and they can collaborate and have the face-to-face meetings where necessary, that's still part of generally how businesses will need to operate, but very much more in that digital footprint, very much more the ability to work remotely as we are now. We look at the large organizations, the Apples of this world, who are Fujitsu's, who are declaring they're going to have work from home policies like forever. That's great, but that's maybe true for maybe 100 companies. The bulk of the business we're going to be speaking to is in the SME space, so even the mid-market space, where they don't necessarily have the luxury of being able to offer that. And 99% of these companies are not to have the pockets and the resources that Apple have. And we also think about the employee. Not everyone has a suitable work from home environment where they can be at home permanently. And we're expecting some of these guys to maybe accelerate their professional maturity by being self-sufficient and performing from home, perhaps earlier than their time in their career might suggest. So I think you're going to find the digital workspace is going to be what the future is going to look like. I think we're going to find very much that it's going to be very much based around maximizing the tools, integrated services, just as we see it today. So this is not an aha moment for anyone listening, I'm sure. But I think it's going to be more and more competitive in the integrated collaborative space, as we've already seen from some of the winners of the pandemic in the tech world. We all know who they are. We won't use their name. So yeah, and that's kind of I see that ever increasing. Employee flexibility. We've started to adopt it at 8x8 much more. As some of the partners will know that. My team generally operate in an inside sales model, and so my team are people that we've seen having to shift to a work from home environment, which is not the norm for inside salespeople. And we're offering great flexibility, and also I think a renewed importance on employee well-being and general kind of mindfulness is going to be something you're going to see a huge amount of investment in as we come out the other side, if there is another side to this crazy situation we find ourselves in.
I really hope so. But I guess one of the things that we talk about is the skills gap, skills challenges, retaining and attracting new talent, and that your flexible working policy, how you have different ways of working depending upon the needs of your organization, I guess. But that's going to be a key way to make sure that you've got the best people that you can get working for your company.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mentioned before about being an inside sales leader. We we're looking for people at the moment, and we branched out, much further afield than we ever would before, and it's really opened our eyes to talent out there, which I would never looked at previously. So I use myself as a case study, and that's kind of that's if I'm expecting other businesses to think the same. And you're right, the reach you can have now for attracting new talent is going to be huge, which is fantastic, I think, for everyone involved. A lot of people, a lot of casualties, as we discussed previously, from COVID, and there's a lot of good people out there looking for jobs. So that's certainly going to be a win in that environment. And I also think the way we integrate services together is is important. I touched on that a moment ago, and the retaining of staff. The way you can use the tools, and certainly was one of some of the takeaways for our sales teams and our partners, is that having fewer systems to work with, nice and easy, cleverly designed solutions, which we believe 8x8 are able to offer. That speed to adoption in service and technical solutions is huge. So that speed to adoption, how quickly you can deploy the services to your end customer, that's super key. I think speed is going to win. Certainly, if you've got people being onboarded from home, making a solution nice and easy to use, easy to learn how to use, that's going to allow your customers to retain their staff, and not lose people through frustration because they've got poor business systems.
Yeah, and is this kind of along the lines you mentioned the term a few moments ago, digital workspace? What does that really look like as someone who is maybe looking to change their roles, looking at potential companies that they might want to go and work with, who's maybe used to working in a physical office, 9 to 5, go into the office, log on to whatever you use, and then go home again. This future of working with more agility, more flexibility, this hybrid model with a digital workspace, what actually is that going to mean for me as an employee?
We can rephrase it as digital collaboration, and I think you'll find as an employee, most people are using this digital workspace already without really realizing it. And it's a similar thing when you start to talk to people about moving their telecoms into the cloud, and there's a fear, or there was a fear. We've moved on from there, but then you start to underestimate, actually, you're already using cloud services. You're already using, maybe you're using an Apple device, maybe you're using a G Suite, maybe you're using Office 365. They're all cloud services. It's often the telecoms piece, which is the last to venture in. And then joining them up with, I mentioned integration a few times because I really find that's key. Joining all those services together. And we just have to look at Microsoft. So Microsoft recently, they saw a 70% increase in Microsoft Teams usage to 75 million daily active users. So that's a phenomenal base of people. Now, our partners will know 8x8, we've made a huge investment into integrations with Microsoft Teams, and we believe we've got the best one out there. And that's super key to generating that digital workspace. Join in your Office 365, your Teams collaboration with your phone system, with your back office team, with the front of house contact center, and the fact that you can just do it all via a laptop. And one of the key things I see is, and we started to see this already, is a real shift from physical hardware being required as part of our services. We very much position as a SaaS communications tool as opposed to a telecoms provider. So that requirement for a physical desk phone, we're already started to see that evaporate, and which is great because hardware it's something which just costs money and eats into margin, right? So
and it's something you don't want to have to worry about either. I want to be worrying about what the technology enables rather than if the processor is overheating in a server somewhere in a machine room. I don't want to be worrying about that. It's about the outcome, not about what makes the processor go. That stuff for someone else to worry about. I just want the good stuff, not the hassle that goes with it.
No, you're absolutely right, and I think obviously we already provide that with the cloud communications, and we're seeing IT buyers not wanting to worry about physical phones, which is the key thing, and an increased requirement for hot desking. So we're now understanding that even in office space, I think gone are the days where you might have your own cubicle, and you're going to have all your pictures everywhere. You're going to have office space, which you find a desk, you hot desk, and that allows you to have that hybrid working environment. The mobile app, always improving the mobile app for 8x8, and we're seeing more and more customers are happy to take the soft phone and the mobile app only, which further points to a significant paradigm shift from what was an office worker previously to this flexible work from anywhere environment, whether it's in your kitchen, your office, a Costa. Those tools are being asked for now, as opposed to things where previously they might have just been part of the services, and the people are used to buying a phone on a desk and the soft phone and the mobile app were just bundled in. Now they are becoming the thing that customers are asking for, which is interesting. I think that points to where the future will go. We've not even touched upon things like automation and those kind of fun things yet.
Yeah, well, we are going to have to wrap things up for now, Chris. Over our 3 coffee break dates, we've talked about past, present, future, if you like, of digital collaboration and communication, the challenges, the opportunities for businesses and partners that support them. It's been quite a journey, to be fair. So, talking of partners, what would you say would be good next steps for your partners at 8x8 who perhaps want to find out more about the journey we've discussed and maybe bring new or existing customers with them on that journey?
So, and it has been a journey, and I for one have enjoyed it. So thank you for your time. First and foremost, I say reach out to your channel manager, reach out to your account exec who's been aligned. We're here to support you. As a partner, it's a partnership. We are here to make you as successful as possible. You guys typically own the relationship, and we will do all we can to help be the wingman and help ensure that you can provide the services and solutions to your customer base. Sign up for training. Most of you will know our channel enablement team, Steve Faraday. He's always running sessions, refresher sessions. Anyone who's not sure, I'm sure there's nothing that we've covered in the last 3 sessions which is complete news to you. Hopefully most of you have found that this is something which you already you've got nailed on, which is great. But yeah, reach out, get some refresher sessions in. Have a look on the partner portal. Again, always updates on the partner portals with interesting stuff, interesting bits of information on there for you to help share with your prospects. And join us on social media. Our marketing team do a great job in keeping their finger on the pulse and ensuring that they're front line and center of all the things going on in the market. So whether it's through our Twitter or through LinkedIn, keep an eye out for the social media posts. We'll do the same for you. We'll hope increase the following and increase the market awareness, and we'll, fingers crossed, we'll have a successful rest of FY20.
Yeah, I've been following some of your posts on social media, on LinkedIn in particular recently. It's all good stuff. So thank you very, very much indeed for sharing. It's been really good to chat, Chris, and I hope we get to do it again soon, either online or, heaven forbid, in person. But no, really good to chat.
Thanks so much, David. I must caveat, it was FY21 we want the success. FY20 was previously.
Right. Okay. Thank you very much for clearing that up.
Thanks very much, David.
Hey, time is just an abstract concept at the moment. I'm sure you'll agree. So before we go, we want to hear your partner stories. How do you think work in the future will look for you and your customers? And is there anything more that Chris and his colleagues at 8x8 can do to help support you? Drop us a line at partnersuccess@8x8.com, and we'll cover as many of them as we can in a future partner coffee break chat. We'd love for you to join us for a brew. But for now, bye-bye.